How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Box to Box. Only a couple of these remaining for the season and a couple of massive games for Arsenal Football Club. We're starting off with Newcastle, Monday night football. Monday nights hasn't been great for us this season, but hopefully we can turn that around when we need it, and that is this Monday. I'm with Matty from the Magpie channel. What are you saying, Matty? All good?
Big up, bro, big up. Aye, all good, man, all good.
Yeah?
Looking forward to the last home game of the season.
Yeah, it's you lot's last home game as well, so any worry that they're on the beach?
I don't think so. We did check out for a little bit. Like when we played Spurs away, we went 1-0 up and then totally just capitulated second half.
What was that, 5-1 in the end?
5-1, yeah. Madness. I left that for me, I had enough.
Yeah.
So I was there, but recent weeks we've seen good performances, bar the Man City game as well. Like stoppage time, we fell asleep. But there's been big games at home that we're still winning. Yeah. And at home, St James's Park's been a fortress under Eddie Howe. Yeah,
because the last couple of games you've lost, but it's been Man City and Liverpool.
Exactly, man. And even Liverpool's only 1-0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even in that game, it was 1-0, and you done well for the majority of that game. Liverpool had a couple other chances, but 1-0 to Liverpool. I mean, the way you started the season, I think job number one was be safe. And in the table now, you're 14th, but you are safe. Talk to me about Newcastle's season, because it's been a mad one, Matty. Going into it, Mike Ashley going into it, not much hope. Midway through, or coming up to midway through the season, pretty much everyone's favourite for relegation, being bottom of the league. The ownership issue comes about, not issue, but the ownership, the new owners come in. And January comes about, Eddie Howe, couple new signings. And Eddie Howe seems to have really hit the ground running at Newcastle.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable from Eddie Howe. Rightfully so, up for manager of the season.
Yeah,
he's been shortlisted for manager of the season, so happy about that.
Yeah.
The turnaround he's done, mate, is remarkable. Like, it cannot be slept on. We were bottom of the league when he took over. I think we were 5 points adrift.
Clear.
We're the first team ever to stay up in the Premier League after not winning a single one of our opening 14 games.
Mad.
Like, that is mad. It was like November, December when we finally got a win.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible, the turnaround, considering we were 9th like 2 weeks ago. And then we've played some big teams, like we've said, well, the biggest teams, first and second.
By far.
That's dropped off a little bit, but the goal is to hopefully still finish top 10. Yeah. We're only a point off, I think, top 10, so if we get a result on Monday night, it's still possible. We'll go Burnley the week after that, so it's everything still to play for, but the turnaround Eddie Howe has done is just sensational. The players he signed, everyone's saying, oh, you spent 90 million, you spent... Trippier has been injured for months now. Wilson has been injured for months. Bruno Guimaraes didn't start for about 6 or 7 weeks in. Yeah. Chris Wood, we're not even going to count him because he's absolutely lifting. He's not a footballer. So we can't count Chris Wood, mate. 2 goals in like 15 games, mate. Chris Deadwood, I can't be dealing with that. So half the signings don't count, mate. What he's done, like changed Joe Linton into a midfield enforcer.
That's been a big move.
Yeah, man. Pat Linton, as I like to call him, Patrick Vieira, transformed, mate. He's been a boss. Been a boss in midfield, mate, I'm telling you.
When Eddie Howe came in, there was a mixed reception to it. Obviously, new owners, the richest owners in the world, and a bright new future on the horizon for Newcastle. Then Eddie Howe comes in off the back of, I believe, Unai Emery was the favourite at that time. How did you feel initially with Eddie Howe coming in?
I wasn't sure because of the way that the spell at Bournemouth ended. Obviously getting relegated, but then you look back and you look at obviously keeping, no disrespect to Bournemouth, but them in the Premier League for 5 years.
It's a task in itself.
And he brought them from the bottom of League 2 all the way up to the Premier League and kept them there for years. Yeah. Like, that's a sight in itself, and I think he won like Football League Manager of the Decade or something like that, and you see the work that he's done, you see some of the background videos about him, you see his work ethic. He won me over in the first week because his attitude and the dedication to the job was just completely different to Steve Bruce. He was coming in like 6 o'clock in the morning, training ground, before he was having to climb the fence. You know what I mean? The bloke wasn't even there to open the gate for him. He was sneaking into the training ground, getting in there nice and early. The graft he's put in, he's changed everything. He's changed the dynamic of the team. He's connected the fan base. And he's a large part of the success. Like, he's united everyone.
Yeah, because I remember when he first came in, there was a few moments where he was, giving time to the fans, taking pictures outside the training ground. Very early in the morning, like you said, he was on job. But credit to him, he's up for the manager of the season. Newcastle are safe, and like you said, you're vying for a top 10 finish now because it's so tight in the middle. Who would have thought that 6 months ago?
Crazy, man.
It's so mad, and probably a big summer ahead for you guys.
Huge. I mean, the owners are trying to downplay it by saying they're going to spend around 70 to 80 million with maybe sales on top. I think we'll spend easily like 120 million, maybe up to 150, if they can get the right players through the door. But what we're hearing so far, some of the links, we're going to be linked with everybody, aren't we? Yeah. It was like Man City when they first got taken over. We're going to be linked with hundreds of players a day. But I'm sure if we're based on what happened in January, barring Chris Wood, everyone's going to be a good signing.
Yeah.
We're getting the right characters through the door, getting the right players through the door. And yeah, man, I'm buzzing for the summer. First time in about 15 years, I've looked forward to a transfer window.
I can imagine. Obviously, when the season started, I very much said Arsenal and Newcastle have the worst owners in the league. That's changed now coming to the end of the season. Now it's just us with the worst owners in the league. But hopefully that changes in the next year, couple of years, next 5 years. Let it just change, please. Because they're really holding the club back. And you know all about owners holding the club back.
I feel your pain, man. You've just got to... I hope you get them as well, because Arsenal, huge club, man. And from where you're still winning FA Cups and stuff, and you might get Champions League this year, but you deserve that, man. Like the club the size of Arsenal has got to have better owners.
Yeah, 100%. And you said we could make Champions League this year. A lot of that rests on Monday. We're recording this right now, people, as Tottenham are playing Burnley. I think it's coming up to half-time there. It is currently 0-0. So it'll be interesting to see how that ends. But everyone's predicting a Tottenham win. I still predict a Tottenham win. Hopefully Burnley can do a job. But the reality is Arsenal need to do theirs now. It's in our hands, 2 games to go. Everton at home, last game of the season. If we can get past Newcastle on Monday, then I'm confident again. The last few weeks of the season, it's been 3 losses, top 4's gone. Then we back up with 4 wins, and I'm like, well, we're in the ascendancy now. I'm confident. Then we lose to Tottenham, and the confidence gets sapped out of me. But a win at Newcastle going into that last game of the season will be massive for us. Are you confident Monday night?
I think it's 50-50 for me. Like, I think yous have obviously got a lot more riding on it than us. We are free now, but that could work in our favour. Imagine if we were, imagine if we were still fighting relegation now. How tense St James's Park would be on Friday night, Monday night. Sorry, but now it's going to be a carnival atmosphere. Yeah, do you know what I mean? War flags, who are our fan base that have the flags and everything. You might have seen them on TV. They've got a huge display planned for that, so it's going to be an electric atmosphere. Last home game of the season, St James's Park will be rocking. And like I say, we've got the pressure's off. The lads can enjoy themselves. Some of them are still playing for the future. Some of them are going to be out the door in the summer. Some of them will be trying to impress. Hopefully we'll have Kieran Trippier and Callum Wilson back for this one. They've been training for the last 2 weeks. So that's a massive bonus. I mean, if you see the team sheet and you've got Trippier and Wilson instead of Emil Kraft and Chris Wood, a lot stronger. That's a lift, isn't it? That's a lift. So it's going to be a tight game though. It's a hard call.
Talk to me about Arteta, Matty, outside looking in. I've said you lot have had a turbulent season. Ours hasn't been as turbulent, I'd say. It's been surprising to a lot of Arsenal fans and a lot of fans outside looking in, because no one expected us to be in a top 4 battle come the last 2 games of the season. I can't remember the last time that's actually happened. Was Unai Emery in that battle in the last 2? I think he was, but we're leading this battle this time, so it's a bit different. Mikel Arteta, for you, does top 4 define his success so far as Arsenal manager, or have you seen enough, whether 4th or 5th happens at the end of the season, that you say he's doing a good job?
I think he's got to get top 4, to be honest. I mean, there's parts where I see Arteta, and like for Aston Villa away, for example, great result that was.
1-0,
some good build-up play. And sometimes you watch Arsenal on TV and you think that's a lovely passage of play. That's some nice football he's playing there. He's got an identity. In some games you look lost, like that 3-game spell where you lost to Brighton, Southampton, or whoever it was, like Palace and that. You just think, what's happened there? And then next week it's a different team. And I know it's a young side, so you're going to get a bit of inconsistency. But for me, if you don't get top 4, now I didn't expect you to get top 4 at the start of the season, but you've just blown it a bit if you don't get top 4, because the opportunity's there. It's literally in your hands with 2 games to go. So if he doesn't get it, questions will be asked, I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because like you, I didn't predict us to be here, but now we're here. It will be such a blow, not only to lose out on top 4, but to lose out to Tottenham. That doubles down on how hard that blow comes about.
Oh, man.
Because if there's any team you don't want to finish above Arsenal Football Club as an Arsenal fan, it's Tottenham. Especially when there's something there's a carrot at the end of the stick. It's not a trophy. It's not success. It's somewhat of an achievement to make top 4, but it's nothing if you don't build upon it. And with Tottenham and Antonio Conte coming in halfway through the season, if they got Champions League football, it would be massive for them. But likewise with Arsenal, with the young side and the young manager, if we got Champions League football off the back of last summer, where we spent the most in Europe with no European football at all, then the future could be bright for us as well.
It's gonna define your or Tottenham's future, I think. Whoever gets top 4 for the next 2, 3, 4 years.
And that's what I'm worried about.
Because what you can do in the transfer market will depend. If you can attract Champions League players, it's going to completely change the scale.
It's been 5 years now we've been out of Champions League.
That's way too long. It's mad. So if you can get that, for what it's going to do for players in the squad, players that you're trying to bring into the club, it's huge that you get that top 4.
We need it. All right, Monday, give us Give us some tips, Matty. Who should we look out for on the Newcastle side? Who are you looking at if you're confident for a win, getting something out of the game? Who needs to perform for Newcastle?
The midfield, I think. The midfield to stop, your midfield, the front three, that who you're playing, Odegaard, Saka, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We need Joe Linton to be on fire like he has been. We need Bruno Guimaraes to be playing like a baller like he has been. And then hopefully if Trippier's back, then that's massive for us. Because it's not just what Trippier does on the pitch, it's what he's like on the ball and stuff. He's what he's doing off it. He's a leader. He's organising the lads on the pitch as well. So he's huge.
And set pieces, he's massive.
Massive. Because if we get a free kick, you fancy him to put it away.
He's scored a couple for you already.
Already has. The winner against Everton, the winner against Aston Villa. So he only played like 7 or 8 games, I think. He's so influential in those games. So it's massive that he's back on the pitch. So yeah, Bruno, and then Wilson, obviously we've talked about. Callum Wilson could be back up top. So if we've got them best players on the pitch, I'm confident we can get a result.
What about on the Arsenal side? Who do you think you have to know? Who's the biggest threat for you on the Arsenal side?
Maybe Bukayo. Maybe Bukayo Saka.
Common answer across the season.
Martin Odegaard's obviously been brilliant as well.
Yeah. Martinelli's been quiet recently. Well, over the last few months. But we know what he can do when he's on form.
I'm interested to see who plays in defence with obviously the suspensions and Ben White. Is he fit enough to come back in so we could capitalise on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if Gabriel's fit enough yet. So really, the whole defensive unit structure, personnel, I'm not too sure how we're going to set up. At the moment, Gabriel got injured on Thursday night. The turnaround to the Newcastle game is only 3 days. So I'm going to assume he's not available for it, even though with 2 games left, even if he's 90%, 80%, I probably would go ahead and play him. Reason being, because if we don't, without holding, and if we do put Ben White back in, we're going to have to partner with Tomiyasu. And if we do that, then our fullbacks are Tavares and Cedric, who at points this season, especially in that Palace game, for example, you could see we're susceptible at the back with those two because they're very much attack-minded fullbacks.
Let's get Alan St-Maximin on Tavares.
That's the worry. I was going to mention Maximin as the worry for me because fullbacks seem to be an area of concern right now for Arsenal Football Club. And if Maximin can get on the ball, get his head up and run at the defence, he causes problems. He causes problems to first team defences, let alone backup and makeshift defence. So that's what I'm worried about. But at the same time, there's a bit of confidence in there that we can get the job done. But there's also a bit of hesitancy where Arsenal in the past have nearly achieved it and fallen at the last hurdle, with Unai Emery in particular. We finished 1 point off top 4 coming into the last few games of the season where we should have won those games. We didn't. The team is very different now. But at the same time, like you said, with the whole top 4 or 5th, if we fail again, how much of the past comes back to haunt us mentally? Because this season has been refreshing. Even for a pessimistic fan like me, it's been refreshing because it's a young side, players I can actually connect with, players I want to get behind for the first time in how many years. I just need them to get over the line this Monday night. Give us a prediction, Matty.
I'm going to go for now. Our record is absolutely horrendous against you. I think 1 win in 20.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't think we've scored against Arsenal in about 6 games as well.
I think 5 or 6.
So it's looking bleak. You know what I mean? But it's Eddie Howe now. It's a new start for Newcastle United. So I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. That's not enough for us. That's not enough for us. On Big 6, I predicted 3-1 Arsenal. But I also said that I'm wary of us dropping points. I'm going to bring it down to a 2-1 Arsenal. I'm going to compromise with myself here and say, listen, I can see Monday night coming to haunt us again this season. Off the top of my head, Monday night, Crystal Palace. Both times actually was Crystal Palace Monday night. I think the 2-2 when we scored a last-minute equaliser in the first half of the season was Monday night, and then the 3-0 loss recently was Monday night. I'm not too sure how many other Monday night games we've had, but it doesn't bode well already. But I'll stick with a 2-1, Matty. It's not a confident 2-1. It's more a 2-1 from my heart. But we've just got to get the job done now.
That's the big thing for you. You would take an awful scrappy 1-0, wouldn't you, just to get the 3 points?
I'll take that.
100% I bet you would, I hope it's a good game, mate. I hope it's goals and I hope it's a good game.
Yeah, that's what I hope. And I hope we get an early goal to ease these nerves a bit. But obviously you hope the other way. Let them know where they can find you, Matty.
The Magpie channel. The Magpie channel on YouTube, Instagram, all of that. The Magpie channel.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the title as well, people. So make sure you guys support Matty and the Magpie channel. It's in the title. It's in the description below. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Predictions, lineups, key battles. all of that. Let us know if you're confident in the comment section below, people. As always, love for the love. We're out. Peace.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.